Today, I wanted to talk about what you should do when you're entering someone in FamilySearch and FamilySearch pops up a couple of possible matches. So in this case, I have Gennaro Gallo. I was working with his birth record, so I knew when he was born, where he was born, and his parents. And his father was Pascal Gallo. And these two possible matches popped up. And there's not enough information to say yes or no. There's no birth date, no death date, no parents. So I started with the first one, Gennaro Gallo, married to Margarita Nuzzo. And there are no sources. And this was my fault. This was 2021. I had Rosa Gallo's marriage record, which gave her age, her place of birth, and her parents' names. And I entered all that in. And I attached the source to Rosa, but I didn't attach it to her parents. Attaching sources is good. It helps prevent bad merges and people getting hijacked. So I should attach sources even to the parents when they're not the prime, even though they weren't the primary people I was researching at the time. So knowing that Rosa Gallo was born around 1872, I went to 1872 looking for a birth record and I found it. And here we have Gennaro Gallo, age 36, with his legitimate wife. He's announcing the birth of a daughter. His wife is Margarita Nuzzo, and the daughter's name is down here, Rosa. Well, I subtracted 36 from 72, and he was born about 1836. But the clerks don't start writing the marriage information in the margin of the birth record until around 1845. So while I could probably find a Gennaro Gallo around 1836, I'm not going to be positive this is the right one. So the next best place to look would be a marriage record or a death record. Yeah. So I decided to go with a death record. And in order to determine where to start looking, I looked at his children's marriage records because they tell me whether he's alive or not when they got married. And the latest one I found was 1895. He was still alive. So I could search through 1895, 1895 to 1929. Those are the digital images I have available to me. And it's a smaller area to search. And I found his death record in 1914. So here we have Gennaro Gallo. He's age 80. He was born in Acerra. His father's Gennaro. Well, the one I'm looking for, his father is Pascal. So this is not a match. So I went to the next one. Gennaro Gallo, married to Maria Giuseppa Sinise. This time I had lots of sources because I got them from the children's birth and death records. And since the earliest child I knew of was born in 1853, I decided I'd look for a marriage record in 1852. I did not find it in Acerra, but Sinise is not a common name in Acerra. So I went to an Italian surname map and I found that there were quite a few in the Naples area, 124 in the city of Naples, and 36 in a town called Afragola. Afragola is right next to Acerra, and I had seen plenty of marriages between people living in Afragola and people living in Acerra. So I went to the Afragola marriage records for 1852, and I found the marriage record for Gennaro Gallo and Maria Giuseppa Sinise. His parents, well, first we'll start with he was age 23. He was born and lived in Acerra, and he was the son of Pascal Gallo and Giovanna di Chiara. And my pronunciation, I don't speak Italian, so don't go by the way I pronounce things. Anyway, Pascal Gallo and Giovanna Di Chiara are the same couple on the birth record. So I had a match. I clicked on the add match button. And then I had to go back in and add the birth record and attach the various sources I had found, such and the marriage record information, which I had found. And I was very pleased with myself. So when you get suggestions like this, don't automatically accept them because sometimes they're wrong. The first one was definitely wrong. These were not the same person. And the second one, I had to do some digging.